Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I warmly welcome you to this presentation about primary education in Uganda today. My name is Mr. Sunday Muhammad. I've been a teacher for the last 35 years and a head teacher for the last 25 years. I hold a bachelor's degree from Makerere University, postgraduate diploma in education, master's in management studies from human resource management from Uganda Management Institute. My topic today is best practices in primary education in Uganda today. Now, to emphasize the importance of this topic, I'll begin with a quote from an American scholar. He said, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." Now, what that means is that we should rather concentrate on primary education than waiting for this book to be spoiled. And that one, of course, emphasizes holistic education because the world's future will be determined by the home and the school. The child becomes largely what is taught, hence, we must watch what we teach. Let me define education. Education is simply imparting of knowledge, information, skills, and values. It could be formal, that is education in classes, or informal, that's education for homes. Primary education is the first stage of formal education, and it comes after kindergarten and before secondary education. In Uganda, it takes place in primary schools between the ages of 6 to 11 years. Now, what are the challenges of primary education in Uganda today? If you're going to internalize this topic, you need to understand the challenges. And the biggest challenge we have is low quality education. Many of these children do not go through the proper right teaching due to poor teaching facilities, very prevalent in very many areas of Uganda. Then many children who complete primary education lack basic reading, writing, or listening skills. And of course, there is too much knowledge as opposed to imparting of skills to children. Now, let me give you some statistics in Uganda today. Now, 2 million children start P1. By the end of P7, they remain only 700,000. By senior 4, they remain only 350,000. In senior 6, they remain only less than 160,000. And by university, and you have 40 universities, they take only 40,000. And by completion rate, only less than 10,000 complete the journey. Do you know the reason why? The reason could be lack of basic primary practices. Now, let's look at some of the best practices of primary education. One is effective teaching. Now, of course, effective teaching has the following elements. One, child-centered approaches in curriculum delivery, where a child is the center stage. For instance, using the question and answer method. Then discussion, where a teacher exchanges ideas with what? With students. And of course, the other are the active learning techniques, where use the ears, use the eyes, use the hands, use the mouth, and also use the heart. Because when you listen, you understand only 10%. When you read, you understand 15%. When you use the hands, you understand 20%. And when the child uses the mouth, you understand 50%. So active learning means a child must use all the techniques, the ears, the eyes, the hands, and the mouth. There's also differentiated instruction where you use the telling method, where a teacher is the center stage. There's also question and answer method, where a teacher asks questions to the student, and then so the discussion method, which is in most cases discovery in the classroom. And this is also very effective because the child plays a very big part. There's also using projects and assignments where students are given projects and assignments so that they carry them out on their own. Of course, this leads to discovery, self-discovery. Now, the reason for using the different methods is that our children learn from different learning styles. There's one who understands best by using the ears, there's one who understands best by using the eyes, there's one who understands by using the mouth, and so on. So a teacher must vary all these methods. There's also technology integration, where a teacher must integrate technology so that the students can learn, research, and solve problems from an early age. Of course, it prepares them so that they don't fear technology. Then it also helps them to reduce the fear of technology. It also helps students with different learning styles. There's also the teacher training, serves as a best method. Government has put a lot of emphasis in training teachers and supporting them so that they can really become very effective. There are also mentorship programs that take place in different schools in Uganda. This is so common. And the other, of course, is motivation and retention. Government has done a lot in motivating and retaining teachers through building, for instance, raising their salaries, building houses, and so on. There's also formative evaluation, whereby it's a process where students are assessed learning during instruction process aimed at informing and improving techniques. There's also summative evaluation, which is done at the end of the what? Of the term or the year. We also have standardized tests where students are given tests and examinations. We also have community engagement where parents are deeply involved in the running of schools through parents teachers association. You also have infrastructure. Government has put up a lot of infrastructure and resource mobilization. You also have inclusive education. Now, this is important, especially for children with disabilities, so that they are not left behind. Now, as I wind up, it's important that we reflect on the various best practices which have been enacted above, including the telling method, the discussion method, the use of projects, and understand the pros and cons. But it's also important to note that government has done a lot in this kind of thing, so that at the end of the day, the numbers should be reduced. Those ones who complete what? Primary education. Thank you so much for listening to me.